Hey guys, my name is Grant and welcome to the Weekly Comment. And in this episode, I want to talk a bit about that recent Trump conference with Putin. Much of the Weekly Comment, I like to talk about how we're talking about it. But in this one, I want to give a bit more of what I think is actually going on. And of course, those who don't like Trump are seeing this as confirmation that Trump colluded with the Russians and he's committed treason and so much hyperbole and overreaction to it. Now, for something that I think we all need to understand is that when it comes to the collusion thing, which is being confused with a bunch of other different investigations that are going on, no evidence has been found of any actual collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government. The closest that was found was that meeting that occurred back in 2016 with Don Jr. and Trump Tower, where they met with a couple of Russian agents who claimed to have some dirt on Hillary Clinton. But when they went to meet them, they found out that the Russian agents didn't have any dirt, or at least they didn't have any dirt that the Trump campaign didn't already have on the Clintons. So nothing really became of that, and they found out, oh, they were just here to try to talk us into, undoing the Magnitsky Act and whatnot. Well, so that's the closest we have. So the closest we have to actual collusion, of course, is that there was a willingness to collude on the part of the Trump campaign, but not actual collusion. Now, whether you think that is morally right or wrong is a different discussion than whether or not it's legal. Simply put, a candidate running for office can talk to agents of a foreign government. That's not illegal at all. I mean, the president of Mexico invited Trump to speak in Mexico, so I don't think talking with a representative of a foreign government is the issue here. And so for those saying that Trump saying that he believes Putin over his own security agencies is treason, no, it's not treason, it's just something stupid, alright? Don't attribute conspiracy and nefarious intentions when stupidity and ego are more than acceptable answers. And when it comes to this situation, I think ego is the thing we need to be looking at for President Trump. Now, I'm certain some people are wondering, what other than trying to protect the Russians could he saying that, he believes Putin over his own security and intelligence agencies possibly be? What other reason could he have to do it? Well, the reason he has to do it is to defend his legitimacy as president. From the moment of his election, because Trump didn't win the popular vote, there has been this narrative that he is not a legitimate president, that he is not the real president, that he didn't win the office on his own. And since he won office, there has been this thing hanging over his head saying, oh, the Russians actually won him the election, or Comey won him the election, or whatever. Trump is a man who is governed almost entirely, I think, by his ego. A man for whom a large part of his business empire is licensing the use of his name on other people's products. A man for whom puts his name on all of the products he sells. A man who felt the need to lie about his Inauguration Day watch numbers. That's a man who is governed by ego. President Donald Trump is many things, but a traitor and a colluder aren't one of them. I mean, Donald Trump was a man who, in response to John Oliver's small hands joke, talked about his penis size in a public debate. This is a man who is so concerned with his image and ego that he will do anything he sees as necessary to preserve it. That's why I think he decided to openly say that he believed Putin's story that Russia did not do anything to impact the 2016 election. The idea for Trump that anyone's actions could have helped him win the presidency is something that his ego cannot take. He needs to be the one who is entirely responsible for his own success. Not even the incidental actions of other people, in his mind, should be allowed to contaminate his idea of success. And so I just want to say that all this talk of Trump being a traitor is well overblown, and we should really just take a moment and think, is that really a necessary extent to go to? Or can we just accept the fact that we know Trump is an egomaniac?